going on, y'all? Good morning. You're tuned to the Morning Edge right here on 1540 AM, 101.7 FM. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Just talk about it Tuesday right here. 281-587-1540 is the number to call in. Once again, that's 281-587-1540 is the number to call in. And good morning, all my essential workers out there. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I appreciate everything you all do. Thank you, and thank you. All right. Let me jump into this morning thought right quick. I got a morning thought because I'm kind of confused about something. It made me think about it this morning. Well, first of all, let me do this. The temperature is 81 degrees, 93 high, 72 is the low. It's 10% chance of rain. So all I'm going to tell you is make sure that you dress cool. Dress cool today. Please dress cool today. So let me get into this morning thought, y'all. I got a morning thought. So I was sitting there thinking to myself as I was getting this show prepared on last night, and I said, it just kicked in. I don't know what happened. It just kicked in. So if you start dating someone, right? If you start dating someone and your birthday comes when if your birthday comes before y'all become official and their birthday comes when y'all are official, how do you do the gifts? How do you do those gifts like that? I don't understand. How do you give the gifts? If y'all are dating like in the beginning before y'all make it official and it's your birthday, but then the other person's birthday comes after y'all make it official, how do you give the gifts? I'm kind of confused. Because I don't understand. If they don't get you one, are you supposed to get them one? Can y'all supposed to just reset to the next year and to the next year and be like, so since I didn't get a gift, right? Since I didn't get a gift this year because we was in that early phase, but now we serious. Like, can we just restart next year? I don't know how well that is going to play over with a lot of people. But I mean, it makes sense, right? It definitely makes sense. Only because I can't say, y'all call in. That's going to be the question of the day. 281-587-1540. That's going to be the question of the day. If you are dating someone and y'all first start out, let's just say in that first, because y'all know what Steve Harvey say, right? You gotta wait that 90 days. You gotta wait that 90 days before you know what? Cause y'all know how he be laughing and doing all this joking and stuff like that. You gotta wait that probationary period. So if your birthday falls within that 90-day probationary period, right? Then once you come out of it and go into that next 90 days or 120 days or whatever the case may be, and now y'all in that relationship like it's official, and then his birthday come or her birthday come, and then you be like, but you didn't get me nothing for my birthday. Why I gotta get you something for your birthday? I don't understand it. It don't make no sense to me. That's what I'm trying to figure out. But y'all tell me, because I don't know. 281-587-1540. Once again, that's 281-587-1540. When is the proper time to give a good gift to somebody that you make it official with? I guess I can say that. I say you gotta reset till next year. Wait until the next year and say, whoo, all right. We made it through last year, babe. We made it through. You gotta kiss her. We made it. Look. All them haters was on social media said we wasn't gonna make it when we had our matching outfits and took them pictures. You remember that? We was in the park and we were holding hands and I was smiling like I was happy, but I really wasn't because you made me put on this matching outfit and all my boys gonna ridicule me. That's another story for another time. But if y'all make it through all that, come that new year, you okay. You remember last year this time, my birthday came up, but we wasn't really serious. We didn't know if it was going to work out. But now that we together, you better give me a good gift. Or, I guess another thing would be, another question I would have though, is, because some of y'all slick. Some of y'all get with the person knowing your birthday is coming up, and you stay with him all the way through till your birthday come up, and then right after that, you be like, I don't think it's gonna work. Hell, you couldn't tell me it wasn't gonna work before I spend all this money and took you to New York. You couldn't tell me it wasn't gonna work when I paid all this money for us to go to New York and ride on a horse and carriage, and me, sweeping you off your feet. Remember when you had said, oh, this is the best thing anybody ever done for me? Yeah, my birthday coming up, and I don't care if you're in a relationship or if I'm in a relationship. If we both in a relationship, we're gonna let each other person we know say, hey, I missed out on his birthday, or I missed out on her birthday. I got to make it up to him. What you mean make it up to him? I got to make it up to him. On my birthday, took me to New York. I've seen everything. We went through Manhattan, and we had ice cream, pizza. He put me in a horse and carriage and rode me through the city. And I mean, that was my birthday. Now his birthday coming up, so I got to do something special for him. Ooh. That ain't gonna play very well over in the African American community. I'm gonna just keep it 100 like that. Black women ain't gonna take that. Ain't no black woman gonna do it, and ain't no black woman gonna allow it to be done. You gotta go do what? With who? And why? Oh, Tell her to send you money through the Cash App. Tell her to Venmo you. Tell her to Apple Pay. Tell her to send it through Amazon. You ain't got to do all that. They got the PlayStation 5s coming out. Tell her to buy you one of those. Or tell her to let you use her PlayStation credits that she bought for her son. Once again, 2 in the morning, it's right here, 1540 AM, 101.7 FM. All right, we're going to jump to the headlines right quick. So there's a reward out for Houston native, private first class, Vanessa Gillian, and the reward is now up to $25,000. So let me repeat that. Houston native, private first class, Vanessa Gillian, who is part of the United States Army, is missing. She's been missing for nearly 2 months. She's 20 years old. The reward was $15,000. Now the reward is up to $25,000. She was last seen on April 22nd in the parking lot of her regimental engineering squadron on headquarters, which means she was on Fort Hood. She was on the base when she was abducted. And I'm going to use the word abducted because they can't find her, and they've been looking for nearly 2 months. If she got abducted off of the base, then I don't even know what to say. And the reason why I don't know what to say is because this kind of hit home. Me being a military veteran, me having been on the base of Fort Hood, and it's huge. Fort Hood is a huge base. For those of you all who don't know where Fort Hood is, it's that Fort Hood, Texas, right down there near Killeen. But this young lady, this 20-year-old young lady has been missing since April 22nd. And you never would think that you would get snatched up out from the place where too many people can't get in and out of. Like, hey, can't too many people get in and out of Fort Hood. And there's certain places ain't nobody gonna be able to get on if they don't have the right type of clearance. But this young lady is missing. So if y'all have any information on Private First Class Vanessa Gillian, my battle buddy, if y'all have any information on this young lady, please call Army CID at 254-287-2722. Once again, it's 254-287-2722. Or you can call 254-288-1170. 254-288-1170. That's somebody's child, y'all, at the end of the day. That's somebody's child. That's somebody's sister. That's somebody's cousin. That's somebody's best friend. She means something to a lot of people. Let's try to help and see if we can't help find this young lady. All right, moving right along. So, I thought that So NFL players don't know how to social distance? NFL players don't know nothing about social distancing, huh? At all, period, point blank? Like, at all. They don't know. Because there's a report out now that multiple NFL players from the Houston Texans and the Dallas Cowboys have tested positive for COVID-19. And that's according to an ESPN report. Multiple players from the Houston Texans and the Dallas Cowboys have tested positive for the coronavirus. The most notable name out there is Ezekiel Elliott, running back for the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm saying to myself, it took this long? I thought they said Ezekiel Elliott was partying with Dak Prescott a couple of months ago, and he just now got tested? Like he just now finding out? How long you been having this, Zeke? And where did you catch it? Because, all right, y'all, I've told y'all on numerous occasions. My blood type is B petty. Like B petty is my blood type, right? So I just got a question, Zeke. Because I know how you can contract coronavirus. I know how you can contract the COVID-19. I know why they tell us to quarantine. I know why they tell us to wash our hands. I know why they tell us to put hand sanitizer on. So I know how you can get it. I just want to know, did you get it when you had on a halter top? Hey, listen, hold on before y'all start coming for me, before y'all start calling in 281-587-1540. Before y'all start coming for me, I am probably one of the biggest Dallas Cowboy fans you know. Probably by far one of the biggest Dallas Cowboy fans you know. So, my question is, Zeke, did you have on the crop top? Was your stomach out? Because you lost a lot of weight. And I remember you got back to like your draft day weight after, you held out for a while. You was down in, anyway. Did you have on a full shirt when you caught the COVID-19? I mean, I understand that COVID-19 ain't nothing to play with, but your wardrobe is. I'm just trying to figure this thing out. Like, was your Audi out? Y'all know what an Audi is, right? Your little belly button. You got your Audi was out? Yes? No? Probably? Maybe? Kinda? Sorta? All right. And you know what? We're about to get ready to go to the break. I'm going to come back with more headlines. And when I do, I'm going to ask you all, especially you cell phone users, on yesterday, y'all was mad. And it was hilarious. I was laughing. I was like, I bet you wish you had a landline now, don't you? You mad because you got on social media. You got to get on social media through your computer and not your phone. You see what's in the morning right here on 1540 AM 101.7 FM. We'll be back. Hey, welcome back. You tuned to the Morning Edge right here on 1540 AM, 101.7 FM. I'm your host, Big Sarge. It's Talk About It Tuesday. 281-587-1540 is the number to call in. Once again, that's 281-587-1540 is the number to call in. We was talking about, you know what? I don't understand. So I'm looking at my phone right now, y'all. For the millions and millions of listeners, I'm looking at my phone right now, and my phone is ringing while I'm on air, and it says spam risk. Maybe they knew. Maybe that's one of them T-Mobile customers calling in. Maybe that's one of the T-Mobile customers trying to call in to get me to call somebody on three-way. Because on yesterday, over 100,000, 100,000. I said it just like that. I know it's 100,000, but I said over 100,000 T-Mobile customers were affected by an outage that prohibited the use of voice and data usage. Now, somewhere I read, I didn't take the time to look into this because I really don't care, but I heard that T-Mobile and Sprint have merged. So that means you're going to get, hold on, time out. I got a question, y'all. For the millions and millions of listeners out there and those following us on Facebook, hey, they still do the Fave 5 on T-Mobile? Like, you still get like the 5 people you can call unlimited? Y'all don't remember them commercials? I forgot who Dwayne Wade. Oh, Dwayne Wade had LeBron for show. He had LeBron. He had Chris Paul. He had Carmelo Anthony. He had his wife. I think he had his side chick. Maybe the wife was missing and he had 2 side chicks. Oh, don't act like I'm the only one know that Dwayne Wade got a side baby. Come on, now that's public knowledge. You can look it up. You don't even need the Freedom of Information Act for that. He got a whole side baby that's like 8. So, they still do the Fave 5? I definitely would not want T-Mobile or Sprint. Now, I'm pretty happy with AT&T, although we go back and forth. We got a love-hate relationship. But Sprint will cut your phone off for 35 cents. They'd be like, hey, we're just calling to see if you're going to pay that last 35 cents that's yours. Like, can't you just roll that over to the next bill? No, we don't do rollover on nothing. We don't roll over your minutes. We ain't rolling over your data. We ain't rolling over this 35 cents. Nothing. So now if those two have merged and all y'all were around here mad talking about my phone won't work. My phone won't work. How do we do it? Y'all already know. Listen. It's Talk About It Tuesday, so I'm going to talk about it. Y'all know how y'all are. Wait till I get them on the phone. They going to give me some credit. They going to give me credit on my next bill. No, they're not. They're not. You're not going to get credit on your next bill because they had a outage. You know what they're going to tell you? Hey, if you got an unlimited data plan, guess what? We'll give you Pandora free for a month. You get to stream free music free for a month. I can't believe that. I'd have been so mad. Speaking of being mad, right? Because this, like I said, it's telling like it is Tuesday right here on the Morning Edge with Big Sarge. So y'all know me, right? Y'all know I like weird news. Y'all know I like things that make me laugh. Y'all know my blood type is B Petty. So during the break, I said, hey, before I go into my subject that I'm going to talk about today, before I give y'all that topic that I'm going to talk about, let me surf the web right quick as we're in commercial break. And I came across some of the best news knowledge I've ever seen in my life. And it made me chuckle. 7 good-hearted chuckles on the inside. Everybody know who Elon Musk is, right? Elon Musk. You know what that is, right? He owned Tesla, y'all. He invented Tesla. And I know a lot of us can't afford a Tesla, but you done seen one. Right? You done seen one on the street. I can't say you've ever seen. You know what? That's funny. Side note. I don't think I've ever seen a Tesla commercial. It got me thinking. I honestly and truly don't think I've ever seen a Tesla commercial. I definitely know I've never seen a Rolls Royce commercial. I've never seen a Bentley commercial. Have I ever seen a Lamborghini commercial? They say when you get up to that type of when you get up to those type of cars, they don't need to advertise. It's pretty much either you can afford it or you can't. We don't need to spend no money on advertising. When you walk in to that dealership, you either know if you can afford it or if you can't. I think it's kind of like with Tesla, right? Like, what is the lowest one Tesla starts off with, like 85,000? I don't know. Anyway, Elon Musk, right? Let's get back to Elon Musk, because Elon Musk is weird. Y'all know that. I ain't tell you something that you don't already know, right? Elon Musk is weird. Speaking of weird, I'm having some issues. There we go. So, Elon Musk and Grimes, our baby's name is officially XAE-A12. They named their daughter, I don't know if the X stands for 10 or if it's just X, but it says XAE-A-12. This is according to TMZ. It says Elon Musk and Grimes really followed through with their out of this world baby name, but they had to play a little ball to comply with California law. According to the newborn's birth certificate obtained by TMZ, Elon and Grimes, I hope I'm saying it right, Grimes named their first child XAE-A12. It's a baby boy. He was born last month, and they wanted to name him that. As it turns out, the aeronautic name didn't fly in Cali, where birth names must be limited to the English alphabet, no numbers or special signs. The results, as you can see, is a first name X, middle name AE, A12, and last name Musk. See, Roman numerals are good for something besides the Super Bowl. You ever heard that thing that they call privilege? You ever heard that thing where they say, I'm not going to go there today. I got to go there a little bit later on. I'm not going to even go there. All I'm going to say is this. When your name is X, AE, A12, you pretty much have been, when you're born, it's already etched in stone. You ain't going to never put your name on a resume. These are the kind of names that rich people give their babies, right? Like, what is, I gotta look it up during the break. Like, Bruce Willis and Demi Moore, their kids have weird names, right? They got weird names. They don't have resume names. They just got weird names. But both their parents are super rich, so they ain't gonna never have to work basically a day in their life. They ain't gonna never have to go on. They ain't never gotta create a LinkedIn profile. Never. I think Barry Bonds, his two kids, they got weird names. I don't want to say weird, but I mean, I just like I don't think if I see in a resume that says Son Bonds, S-U-N Bonds, or I'd be like, I don't even know what this is. This a bail bonds company? Should I be looking that up? But when you name your child X, AE, A12, that baby ain't never putting out a resume. I wonder what he gonna go by. 1, 2, that's what I call him. 1, 2, come here, let me holler at you for a second. Hey, throw up the X, Wakanda. Can you call him Wakanda? Because you can throw up the X. His first name is X, or 10, I don't even know. But all I'm gonna say is this. Before I get ready to go to break, all I'm gonna say is this. I bet not ever hear nobody say nothing about Lala Quanisha or Taquandro or Lamakia. Like, none of y'all better ever not fix your lips to say, hey, that baby don't have no resume name. Why they name that baby that name? Why they name that baby La Quanisha? Because if he can name his baby XAE-A12, side note, that baby sound like a model of a Tesla. Yeah. So my boy down the street, right? He loves Tesla, right? So he pulled up the other day with a brand new Tesla. I was like, oh, that's cool, bro. I was thinking about getting a new car. What kind of model is that? Oh, Oh, this that new one. What is it? Oh, this that XAE A12. A12. What the 12 stand for? V12 player. You already know how we do it. You named your child after a model of a car. I can't do this with you no more, Elon. It's bad enough that you already trying to conquer the world. It's people I'm scared of. Elon Musk is one of them. Elon Musk, because he's super duper smart. I would love to be his friend, because when he go to when this world is destroyed and he on another planet, I'd love to be there with him. Hey, listen, you can call me whatever you want to call me, Elon. Just take me with you. Jeff Bezos, I'm definitely scared of him. He's a trillionaire. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. Like, these are the people that I'm afraid of, only because they're like super duper smart and they're going to control the world. Jeff Bezos, they should change. They already should change the United States to just call it Amazon. Hell, where you live at? Amazon? Like in over? No, Amazon, United States. I guarantee you he'll have his own city before he passes away. You tuned to the morning edge right here on 1540 AM 101.7 FM. Hey, when I come back from the break, I'm going to tell you why I stand in agreement with the guy who thinks the earth is flat. Yeah. Y'all know who I'm talking about. That guy. You tuned to the morning edge right here on 1540 AM 101.7 FM. We'll be back.
This is KGBC, Galveston, Houston, 1540 AM, and K269GS, Pasadena, 101.7 FM.
Hey, welcome back. You're tuned to the Morning Edge right here on 1540 AM, 101.7 FM. I'm your host, Big Sarge. It is Talk About It Tuesday. 281-587-1540 is the number to call in. Once again, that's 281-587-1540 is the number to call in. Hey, listen, I opened up the show with a question, right? And I asked, how, if you start off dating someone, right, and at first, like that little 90-day window, y'all just dating, y'all don't make it official, and your birthday falls within that, and y'all don't really exchange gifts like that. She doesn't really get you a gift, or he doesn't really get you a gift because your birthday is like in that beginning stage. Y'all don't really know if y'all gonna make it or not, but then y'all do make it, and then his or her birthday come later on. His or her birthday come later on in the relationship, and now it's time for you to get them a gift, but they ain't really get you a gift for your birthday. So now you're in that weird awkward phase. You're in that weird awkward stage. Like, what kind of gift should I get them? Because we ain't, like, when it was my birthday, we wasn't there. Now it's your birthday and we there. How come we can't just reset and start next year? Like, let's just reset and start next year. So I asked the question, when you supposed to, how does that work? Shout out to my boy Jason Graves over at Heavenly Hands. He said, when I'm able to shoot up the club, if y'all know what that means, when I'm able to shoot up the club without a contraceptive, all right? Maybe I shouldn't use that vernacular. When I'm able to have sex without contraceptive, then the good gifts start. Then the good gifts start after I'm able to have sex with no contraceptive. I'm like, wait a minute, so you gotta wait till you go bareback? Well, you gotta put no hat on your willy. That's when the good gifts start, I guess. Whew. So if that's the case, though, then some people's gifts started like right after the club this past weekend, right? Somebody should be getting them good gifts right there, right? I digress. Okay, before I went to the break, I told you all that I was going to tell you how I stand in agreement with a guy who thinks that the earth is flat. So let me preface my statement by saying this, right? I'm not the biggest fan of Uncle Drew, right? I'm not the biggest fan of Uncle Drew. And if you know who Uncle Drew is, that is the character played by Kyrie Irving. I'm not. Away from the court, I'm not a huge Kyrie Irving fan. I'm not a big Kyrie Irving fan away from the court. Now on the court, I put Kyrie in the top 10 of the NBA. When he's healthy, fully healthy, nothing wrong. Kyrie is hard to stop. I was watching the 2017 NBA Finals between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors, right? And although Golden State beat them in 3-1, Kyrie averaged 30 points a game that series. 30 points a game. 30 points a game on top of whatever 35, 36 LeBron was averaging. So when he's healthy, Kyrie is one of the hardest people to stop. You ain't finna just stop him like that. So on the court, I'm cool. But off the court, no. I think I made that pretty clear about not being a Kyrie Irving fan when I roasted him for the all-white party he had after they won their first championship, NBA Finals championship in Cleveland. So after they won, what they had to be, 2016? 2016, Cleveland Cavaliers won their first championship. Right after that, Kyrie had an all-white party on a yacht. You're thinking to yourself, what's wrong with an all-white party? Everybody just put on white linen, they put on off-whites, because most people don't know how to match whites. I'm just gonna tell like it is. People don't realize there's different variations of whites, right? Like you got your off-white, you got your white, you got your egg white. Like it's different variations, and when you put together an outfit, you should be able to put those together, but you don't. So when I say Kyrie had a all-white party, I don't mean in apparel. I don't mean in clothing. I don't mean in linen. Kyrie had a party where only white women were invited. Y'all don't believe that, do you? Look it up. Because I'm tired of doing research for y'all. All y'all always gonna scream out, hey, Big Sarge, where is it at? Hey, Big Sarge, where is it at? It's online. I told you. I'm not gonna go out and do all the research for you. Do something for yourself. It's like listen, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Take him to Captain D's, he'll eat for 2 days. That ain't how they go. Take him to Long John Silver's, he'll eat for 2 days. Teach him how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. That's how it actually goes. But I'm tired of doing all the research for y'all. So look that up. Kyrie had an all-white party where no black women were invited. So I roasted you for that. I also roasted you for the time you got dumped by R&B singer Kalani. And the way you got dumped. She took pictures of her and her ex-boyfriend laying in the bed while you two were still together. And she posted them on social media, which means she took the time to look at the picture before she posted it on IG and said, yep, I'm going to still post it. I don't care nothing about Kyrie. He weird anyway. I'm going to still post it. So she still posted it. So I roasted you over the all-white party. I roasted you over the way that you got dumped. I roasted you over the earth is flat comments. I did. I roasted you on that too because you said, well, if you look at it, from the sky view, it don't look round to me. I say, Kyrie, you've been hanging around J.R. Smith entirely too long. Side note, because I felt like when Kendrick Perkins played for the Cleveland Cavaliers, I felt like he kept like gummies in his pocket for JR. Since he couldn't have real liquor or he couldn't have real weed on the bench, you're like, here, man, eat some of this gummy. No, they Gatorade gummies. Yeah, okay, Gatorade. All right. But I feel like after that Earth is Flat comment, you kind of lost it. But on this current issue, I'm going to take up for you, Kyrie. On this current issue that you got going on, Uncle Drew, I'm going to take up for you. And I'm going to tell you why I'm taking up for you in just a second. So, Kyrie says that he doesn't see the need for the league to restart due to the current climate of racial injustice that's going on. Now, also, Dwight Howard from the LA Lakers and Lou Williams from the LA Clippers have expressed the same sentiments. Also, Avery Bradley. Avery Bradley play for the Clippers? I think Avery Bradley played for the Clippers, but he is with Kyrie in saying this. So Kyrie has been blasted for his view by many media pundits for his stance, and even leading ESPN analyst Stephen A. Smith said that Kyrie should just do his job since he has no plan of action. Just do your job, Kyrie, since you have no plan of action. Like, that's code for Laura Ingraham telling LeBron James, just shut up and dribble. That's what that's code for when Stephen A. Smith say, just do your job that you get paid to do because you don't have no plan of action, right? Right. He just saying the world is racist, but he don't have no plan. Like, I understand, stay off the weed. I understand, Kyrie. This is Stephen A. Smith. I understand because I'm a black man that live in this climate too. But you don't have a plan, so you shouldn't do it. Also, senior NBA writer for the Undefeated Mark J. Spears says in his latest article that the players can get more done by playing. The message can be seen and heard louder by the NBA and the advertisers if they go to them and say, let us make these type of commercials, right? Let us put Black Lives Matters on the baseline. Since there ain't gonna be no fans in the stands anyway, you're not gonna offend anybody, I guess. Let them wear I Can't Breathe warm-up shirts. Like, let them go to the league, your voice can be heard louder. And to that, Mark, because I don't know you personally, I can't pick up the phone and call you, but I did beat you a couple of times in Golden State, and you pretty cool. You are pretty cool. So let me say this to you, Mark. I understand what you're saying, and after reading your article, I can definitely see how you articulated that, how you came to that conclusion. I definitely understand that. But what I also want to say is this, is that with the amount of followers that a Kyrie Irving has, with the amount of followers that a Dwight Howard has, a Avery Bradley, a Damian Lillard, a Trae Young, with the amount of followers that these NBA players have, they really don't need the NBA to get out what they want to say. They just go to social media. And once they go to social media, they can say whatever they want to say and put it out there because it's going to be talked about, retweeted, everything. They can put out a video on IG, it's going to be shared. So they really don't need the NBA to get their message out. So I can understand that. So all that may be true, right? All that may be true, but I'm not here to take up for Kyrie because of how he feels about not playing because of the racial injustice, right? I'm not here for that. I'm not taking up for Kyrie for that. I'm going to tell you why I'm taking up for Kyrie. Right after the break. You tune into the morning age right here on 1540 AM 101.7 FM. We'll be back. Hey, welcome back. You tuned to the morning age right here on 1540 AM 101.7 FM. I'm your host, Big Sarge, right here on Talk About It Tuesday. And before I went to the break, I was telling you all about Kyrie Irving, aka Uncle Drew. And I said that Kyrie Irving has come out and made some statements about how, because I think that he's vice president of the union, and not of the players' union. I think Chris Paul is the president. He's the vice president, which was really weird because, like, I got to commend Kyrie for stepping up like that. Nobody thought that Kyrie would be the vice president of the NBA Players Union. So, Kyrie, right? Kyrie came out and said that he doesn't understand why the NBA is restarting the league when there's so much racial injustice going on. He didn't even touch on the whole COVID-19. He didn't touch on that, we got to go play in this bubble. We got to be in this bubble for 3 months. He didn't talk about that. He talked about there's too much racial injustice going on for us to restart this league. So, Kyrie, Lou Williams, Dwight Howard, Avery Bradley, they all spoke on these things. And now, I prefaced my statement earlier saying that, hey, look, I'm not an Uncle Drew fan. I'm a Kyrie fan on the court, especially since he played with my favorite player. Everybody know Kevin Durant's my favorite player, so once he touches the court, I will be a Brooklyn Nets fan. I don't have loyalty to teams like that in the NBA like I do in the NFL. Shout out to the Dallas Cowboys. It's for life. So, I have roasted Kyrie in the past about having an all-white party, which he only invited white women, after the NBA final, after they won the 2016 championship. I roasted Kyrie on how he got dumped by R&B singer Kalani when she took a picture of her and her ex-boyfriend laying in the bed together while her and her current boyfriend, Kyrie Irving, was together. I've roasted Kyrie about the earth being flat. So don't get me wrong, I've roasted him. I have. But on this issue, I'm with him because you got people like Stephen A. Smith, you got people like Mark J. Spears and others saying that, Stephen A. Smith was like, hey, Kyrie, basically, just shut up and dribble. I'm going to give you the African-American version of what Laura Ingraham told LeBron James. Just shut up and dribble, and everything's going to be all right. Do your job. Do the job you get paid to do. Come on back because the NBA needs to come back. People, need these jobs in the NBA. And, basically, in layman's terms, let me give you all some media one-on-one, right? Yeah, Kyrie, come on back because I need you. because I need to report on it too. Don't get it twisted. Then Mark J. Spears came out, senior writer for the NBA, for the Undefeated, and he made a great point. He's like, listen, your voices can be heard if you come back and talk. If you come back and you play, your voices can be heard. You can do everything that you want to do on the outside, on the inside. If you start back playing, then you can wear the I Can't Breathe t-shirts. You can talk about George Floyd. You can talk about civil unrest, social injustice towards African Americans, in particular African American males. You could ask them to put Black Lives Matter somewhere. You could do all of this. And my retort was, they can also do that through social media. They don't need the NBA in order to get those type of things out. They don't need that at all. They have enough of a social media following that whatever they say will take off. If you has anybody really paid attention to how many followers on Instagram and Twitter that LeBron James has? LeBron James can go on Twitter right now and say, I'm hungry. And I guarantee you that as soon as he push tweet, in less than 10 minutes, there will be over 100,000 likes and nearly 50,000 responses all over, I'm hungry. So Mark, I understand what you're saying. Mark Spears is a really good guy. I got a chance to talk to him one-on-one when we were in Golden State when the Rockets were playing in the playoffs last year. Mark Spears is a really good guy. So I understand what you're saying, but I got to retort with saying that they got another way of getting around there. So, like I said, all that may be true, right? All that may be true. Kyrie feels like he feels, and I understand that. My thing is, I'm not taking up for Kyrie because he says he doesn't want to play due to social injustices. I'm not taking up for Kyrie because he's looking at the state of this world and seeing 21 straight days of civil unrest and protesting ever since George Floyd got murdered in Minneapolis. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the players who are with Kyrie and saying they don't want to play because of social injustice. That's not why I'm here to take up for Kyrie. Let me tell you why I'm here to take up for Kyrie. There's a song out there, right? There's a song out there. Most of you all who follow me know that I love to do this. This is a song by Minnie Riperton, right? And it goes, I stumbled across a photograph. It almost made me laugh. It took me back down memory lane. I'm going to take you back down memory lane and tell you why I'm taking up for Kyrie, especially with ESPN's own Stephen A. Smith, co-host or host or whatever he is of First Take. Stephen A., let's go back down memory lane. Ain't this the same thing you said about Colin Kaepernick? Is this not the same thing that you said about Colin Kaepernick? That Colin Kaepernick, when he started to protest in 2016, didn't have a plan and you couldn't understand it and it doesn't make any sense. You ain't got no plan. You just jumping out there doing whatever it is you want to do. You ain't got no plan. He didn't tell you the plan, Stephen A. That's the thing. He didn't tell you the plan, which is the same thing that Kyrie is doing. I'm taking up for Kyrie because he does not have to tell you the plan. He doesn't have to tell you the strategy. He doesn't have to tell you what he's going to do, Stephen A. Have you not learned from Colin Kaepernick? He was the best example of, I ain't got to tell you nothing. I'm just going to do what I want to do. Stephen A., come closer, Stephen A. Come closer. Let me tell you, let me take you back down memory lane. You called Colin Kaepernick a hypocrite for not voting, right? Said you don't want to hear a damn thing from him. You called him a hypocrite. You said that Colin Kaepernick, because he said that he doesn't vote, you don't want to hear a damn thing about what he has to say. He's a hypocrite. He can't speak on anything. Yet in 2019, you said you was also responsible for helping Colin Kaepernick get a private workout that turned out to be a hoax by the NFL. Remember that, Stephen A? Remember that? Remember you said that you were an intricate part of getting Colin Kaepernick a workout? And then when it all came to fruition and everybody started saying, wait a minute, hold on, time out. They sent him the paperwork like on a Tuesday and wanted him to sign it by Friday. And then within the paperwork was a lot of legal mumbo jumbo that benefited the NFL. So yes, he was going to get a workout, not a job. He was going to get a workout. But in that legal mumbo jumbo, in that legal paperwork, Stephen A., in that paperwork it says you can no longer sue the NFL. You didn't want to really talk about that, Stephen A. When you got called out on it, you tucked tail and ran. And you tried to use big words and try to say, no. But yeah, Stephen A., 2019, you said that. And now you're down for the cause, though. Now you're down for the cause, Stephen A. Now you're on your show last week talking about how Colin Kaepernick is a pioneer and how he's moved. How his cause is starting to now come to fruition. And that's the only thing I'm trying to tell you, Stephen A., is we have another 2016 Colin Kaepernick situation right here when it comes to Kyrie Irving. He does not have to tell you his plan. And you're smarter than this. You're smarter than this. You know why you're smarter than this? Because you watched it play out in 2016. Colin Kaepernick does not speak to the media at all, point blank. I think the last time he actually spoke in an open forum to the media is the time y'all tried to railroad him with that workout, and he switched it up at the last minute. And after that workout, he spoke to the media, and he hasn't spoken since. He's been called every kind of name in the book. He's been talked about like a dog. People have called him unpatriotic. People have said this and that about Colin Kaepernick. But it's so funny though, Stephen A. It's so funny. Because what he started in 2016 manifested into what we're seeing now in 2020. Colin Kaepernick took a knee after he was told by a veteran on how to protest. Colin Kaepernick took a knee because unarmed civilians were being killed by law enforcement officials. People of color, in particular African-American males, were being killed by law enforcement officials, and he took a knee to protest the national anthem. During the national anthem, that was what the protest was about, Stephen A. And in 2016, you couldn't see it. In 2017, you couldn't see it. In 2018, you couldn't see it. In 2019, you can't see it. But we're 2020 now. And that same knee that Colin Kaepernick took to try to bring awareness to what was going on with our African-American males being killed, unarmed civilians being killed by law enforcement officials, that same knee and that same posture that he took in peaceful protest is the same gesture we watched back in May. The same gesture we watched last month, a man be murdered for the same reason and cause that Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee for. That same way that Colin and Eric Reed and Kenny Stills took that knee in protest. I watched a former Minneapolis police officer flip the script and take a knee and murder a man on video with his hand in his pocket. So what are you saying, Stephen A? I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't. For the life of me, I can't understand how you're so smart but so unintelligent when it comes to this. And you made a video responding to Stephen A. Jackson because Stephen A. Jackson said, Stephen A. Jackson came out and said, you just talking like that because you work for ESPN. You letting them people put things in your mouth, Stephen A. And you responded with, you my boy, and but I don't do nothing that I don't want to do. Can't nobody put no words in my mouth. I'm going to do what I want to do. You know me. I'm from the streets. I'm from New York. You know me. I'm going to say what I want to say. So, when all of this comes back around, Stephen A., when all this comes back around, and what Kyrie is doing now comes to fruition in, 2020 right now? When it comes back around to 2024. And now I got to go and listen to you on social media, on your show, on your podcast, on your radio show. I got to go back and I got to hear you say, well, I've always been down for the cause, and I understood what Colin Kaepernick was doing, just like I understood at the time what Kyrie was doing. No. It's called Lazy Journalism 101, Stephen A. You don't get a chance to do that. You don't get a chance to do that. You don't get a chance to come back and try to say down the line. You don't. So stop saying and stop criticizing Kyrie Irving, and you say he doesn't have a plan. He does have a plan. He just ain't told it to you, and that's the issue, and that's the problem. Hey, somebody get Michelle Beadle on the phone. Tell her Stephen A. doing too much talking, because y'all know every time Michelle Beadle say something, Stephen A. shut up. Y'all know every time y'all remember who Michelle Beadle is, right? Look that up. Beadle. Michelle Beadle. Look that up, and look at what Stephen A. said, and then look what Michelle Beadle said, and then look at how Stephen A. reacted. You tune to the Morning Age right here at 1540 AM, 101.7 FM. When we come back, how we get here? How did we get here? I'll explain that after the break. We'll be back. Hey, welcome back. You're tuned to the Morning Edge right here on 1540 AM, 101.7 FM. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Let's talk about it Tuesday. 281-587-1540 is the number to call in. Once again, that's 281-587-1540 is the number to call in. Hey, the current temperature is 86 degrees. There will be a high of 93 and a low of 72 with a 10% chance of rain. Stay safe out there. I feel like that's how it should be. Hey, 86 degrees, the humidity is going to be this high, and make sure that you stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. Keep water in your... I have a Yeti cup. Once again, tuned to the Morning Edge right here on 1540 and 101.7 FM. Hey, listen, that last segment, I hope that you all were able to see what I was talking about when it comes to Kyrie Irving and how I'm supporting him in what he's doing as far as may having a plan. If he doesn't play, if he wants to play, if he doesn't want to play, that's left up to Kyrie. But I'm supporting him because he says that he does not want to play due to the civil unrest and social injustice that's going on. And I support him because I don't want people knocking him saying that, well, he doesn't have a plan. Okay, well, that's cool. He may not have a plan. And by him not having a plan, I understand that. Hey, fine. He may or he may not. But I don't think he should be criticized just because you don't know the plan. And just because you don't know the plan, Stephen A., that's how I feel. All right. I also said, how did we get here? I honestly and truly need to know, how did we get back here? Y'all remember yesterday I talked about being stuck in a time warp like the movie Groundhog Day. And I gave you the premise of and the basis of what Groundhog Day, the movie starring Bill Murray, what the movie was about was he's a weatherman. He goes and Groundhog Day, everybody knows what Groundhog Day is. So he goes to report on in another city about Groundhog Day, and he gets stuck in this time warp where he keeps reliving the day over and over and over again. And I use that analogy to say that I felt like every day I wake up, I'm in that same time warp with another African American being killed by a law enforcement official. So that's what I said on yesterday, and we talked about the Rayshard Brooks case down in Atlanta. So I said, I keep feeling like I'm in a time warp. I keep going over and over and over again because every day seems like those dates that I repeated on yesterday on how Sean Bell was killed, how Breonna Taylor was killed, how George Floyd was killed, and many others. Tatiana Jefferson, Botham Jean. Like every day it just seems like it keeps going over and over and over again. So I'm saying to myself, okay, I'm stuck in this time warp when it comes to that. And just when I thought that was over, just when I thought that it was done, just when I thought that, okay, I can come out of it now because I can move on at least today because there was no African Americans killed by law enforcement officials that I know of on yesterday that I know of or that made the news or made social media. So I'm like, cool, I can get past that. So just when I want to get past that, just when I'm stepping out of that cycle and that day that keeps repeating, it seems like the world says, hold on, Big Sarge. Hold on 1 second. I got something for you. Hold on. I'm going to take you back somewhere. I'm going to take you back. I feel like now, and it's so weird, I feel like now I'm stuck in the same day of hearing about people being hung. Now all of a sudden we hanging black people again? How did we get back here? How did we get back here to where black men are being hung? Hung. Yes, by the neck. Hung. From a tree. Like they used to do us back in the day. Before I even jump into this, I went to the NAACP.org History of Lynchings. Throughout the late 19th century, racial tensions grew throughout the United States. More of this tension was noticeable in the southern parts of the United States. In the South, people were blaming their financial problems on the newly freed slaves that lived around them. Lynchings were becoming a popular way of resolving some of the anger that whites had in relation to the free blacks. from 1882. From 1882. I'm going to slow down and I'm going to say this one more time. From 1882 to 1968. 1882 to 1968. So if I'm doing my math, right? So in order to make it 100, if I got 82, if I add 18 to that, right? And then I add the 18 to the 68. So that's 6 carry 1. So that's 86 years, right? If I'm doing my math right, and of course I'm using my toes because I can do basic math, but the other one and start getting into the geometry and all that, I'm lost. I still don't know what an isosceles triangle is. But from 1882 to 1968, 86 years, there were 4,743 lynchings that occurred in the United States. 4,743 lynchings that were reported in the United States. That were reported. And what I mean by reported was, so 2 days ago, right? Today's Tuesday? 2 days ago marked the 100-year anniversary when back in 1920, 2 African-American males were hung in Minneapolis as 5,000 people gathered to watch and to take pictures and cheer on the hanging of these men. Postcards were made. Whenever you get a chance, look up Jesse Washington of Waco, Texas. Look up Jesse Washington of Waco, Texas. I'm not going to tell you the story because if I tell it to you, you ain't going to get the gist of it. I need you to read it and then say to yourself, what the hell? Are you serious right now, Sarge? Yeah, I am. So for 86 years, 4,743 lynchings occurred in the United States that we know of. Of these people that were lynched, 3,446 were black. The blacks that were lynched accounted for 72.7% of the people lynched. These numbers seem large, but it is known that not all of the lynchings were ever recorded. Big Sarge, you own to something. I know. Come on with me. Out of the 4,743 people lynched, only 1,297 were white. That is only 27.3%. Many of the whites lynched were lynched for helping the blacks or being anti-lynching and even for domestic crimes. I'm going to repeat that to you one more time. Out of the 27.3% of white people who were lynched, many of them were lynched for helping black people. Helping black people. Or being anti-lynching, meaning that they didn't they didn't approve of lynching. And now here we are, 2020. Let me pull this up right here. California officials are probing hangings of 2 black men initially ruled suicide. This is from the timesofsandiego.com. The deaths of 2 black men found hanged from trees 10 days ago and 50 miles apart in California, one in a municipal park, gained deeper scrutiny on Monday. Amid public outcry, the authorities were ready to prematurely rule both cases suicide. Law enforcement officials acknowledged on Monday, facing a fear of suspicion from community members surrounding the 2 hangings in light of the heightened discontent with racial injustice aroused by George Floyd's death at the hands of police in Minneapolis last month. Los Angeles County Sheriff Alex Villanueva and his counterpart in neighboring San Bernardino County, John McMahon, said separately they would work in cooperation with investigators from the California Attorney General's office. So, we're sitting here and we're talking about 2 men who were hung separately, right? In the same, almost the same, surrounding the same vicinity. The body of Robert Fuller, 24, was found hanging from a tree by a rope around his neck before dawn last Wednesday. 24 years old. Malcolm Harsh was 37, was found hanging from a tree at a homeless encampment about 50 miles east of Palmdale in Victoriaville, California on May 31st. And then here, right here. And what I mean by right here is in the city of Houston. On yesterday, there's another man found hung from a tree right here in Houston. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's been 5 hangings within the last week, 2 weeks, 5. How did we get here? How did we get back to modern day lynching? How did we get back here? With everything that we got going on, we're right back here with lynching, hanging people. 2020. Not 1882 to 1968. Not over 70% of black people during that time. Not over 27% of white people during that time. I'm talking about right now, today. Just yesterday, I read a report about a man being hung from a tree. And the tripped out part about it is we don't have we don't have everything, all the evidence that's being, surrounded on the hanging that just occurred on yesterday. But the 2 in California, the families coming out saying suicide. The 2 that's coming out right now, suicide. They kill themselves? You serious right now? You're tuned to the Morning Edge right here on 1540 AM 101.7 FM. I'm about to go to the break. We'll be back. Hey, welcome back. You're tuned to the Morning Edge right here on 1540 AM 101.7 FM. I'm your host, Big Sarge, right here on Talk About It Tuesday. Before I went to the break, and I'm definitely glad we went to the break because I was getting emotional. I was talking about how did we get here? How are we right back here when it comes to lynching? When it comes to lynching. When over the last 2 weeks, I think 5 people have been hung from trees, and they've all been deemed suicides. And they're not being investigated as homicides because they were ruled suicides. And now it's taking public outcry and uproar from the families for these law enforcement officials out in California to go back and look at the death of Robert Fuller, who was 24 years old, and what's his name? Matthew Hirsch. He was 37 years old. They're going back and they're looking at. Wait a minute. We'll give it a once over. We'll go back and we'll look because we've already deemed him suicide. And then right here in the city of Houston, on yesterday, there was a man found hanging from a tree, and they said that was suicide. So you're telling me that now we have on top of a global pandemic that we have called the coronavirus, that's, numbers are still spiking and spreading. And so on top of a global pandemic that we have a growing epidemic of people killing themselves. by hanging. We got a rash of people playing follow the leader, killing themselves by hanging. Like, who y'all trying to fool? Who are you trying to fool? I told you, from 1882 to 1968, there was 4,743 lynchings. 86 years of lynchings occurred in the United States. And Rand Paul want to block the bill for anti-lynching. We'll talk about that another day. Of these people that were lynched, 3,446 were black. That's 72.7%. Out of the 4,743 people that was lynched, 1,297 were white. That's 27.3%. And they were lynched because they was either helping black people or they was against lynching. And now we're here. I want to touch on something before I get up out of here. So, if I'm not mistaken, let me make sure that I got this right. If I'm not mistaken, was it? Yes. Robert Fuller, right? The 24-year-old who was found hanging from a tree by a rope around his neck before dawn last Wednesday by paramedics. That's a park about a block from City Hall in the high desert town of Palmdale, some 30 miles north of Los Angeles. So I got to looking into Palmdale because I was like, I ain't never heard of Palmdale until I realized I've heard of Palmdale. Like, I didn't really think I knew where Palmdale, California was or what was the significance. I didn't really know until I was like, oh, now I know. 4 smiling teachers ended up posing with a noose. 4 smiling teachers ended up posing with the noose. 4 elementary school teachers who were placed on leave, and this was back in 2019, after a photo of them smiling, holding the noose circulated on social media, they say were not motivated by racism and they were unaware of the pain and hurt it would cause the Palmdale School District community. 4 teachers, elementary teachers, holding the noose. Palmdale County School District, elementary teachers, little kids. They're holding up a noose, and they said we didn't think that it was racist or it would cause any pain. Let me give you the reason why they said that they did it. Hold on, it's right here. The first grade teachers told the investigators that the photo was meant as a hang in there until summer joke. Hang in there until summer. Saying that it was almost the end of the school year and that we've reached the end of our rope. Video shows California teens laughing as one is painted with blackface. Palmdale, California. Palmdale County. KKK flyers found near Night High in Palmdale, California. So, before I get up out of here, y'all are trying to tell me, right? Y'all are here to tell me that Robert Fuller, 24 years old, decided to kill himself in a county that has racism running all through the streets, where elementary teachers who are molding young minds decided to hold up a noose and say, oh, this ain't racist. We tell them to hang in there to the end of the summer. Just hang in there till the end of the summer. You're almost at the end of your rope. KKK flyers found at the high school. This is what you're trying to tell me? That this young man in this county who has an issue when it comes to racism, and not only racism, when it comes to hanging, he decided to just kill himself, right? Decided to commit suicide. That's it. That's what you're going to tell me. Tune to the Morning Edge right here on 1540 AM 101.7 FM. Hey, I want y'all to have a great day. Y'all be safe. And if this is the last thing that I ever tell you right here on this radio station, if it's the last thing I ever tell you, 1, Big Sarge is always going to be there for you. Reach out. Reach out to me. Big Sarge Sports with the Z on Twitter, Instagram. Reach out to me on Facebook. Brian Bearfield. Reach out. Big Sarge going to always be there for you. You hit me up. I may take me a little time, but I'm gonna hit you back. 2, if don't nobody else tell you from this day forward, I love you. So don't ever think that there's nobody in this world that doesn't love you. Give you all a big SAR salute. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for everybody who has listened and followed this show. I appreciate it. I'm out.
So from underneath the rug, we'll sit a rebel soul. Don't want to see another generation drop. I'd rather